Hey guys, I'm Tony. Welcome to Simple Advantage, and today I want to talk a little bit about OnePlus. I work in the telecommunications industry, so tech is something that I will talk about, once in a while, especially if it's something that interests me. But as we know, there's been a whole lot of disputes going on between the US and China and a bunch of trade war type stuff. And, Huawei got banned a few years ago. First, it was their cellular equipment because the US government believed that cellular equipment was sending data back to China based on what it was picking up. And soon after that, there was a ban on Huawei phones in the US. And then, of course, the whole dispute where, they lost access to the Google Play Store and some Google services because Google's a US company. And ZTE was also a company that was kind of caught up in all that. ZTE did a little bit on the network side, but they also had phones in the US. I actually used to sell ZTE phones. They weren't very good. But yeah, so that got caught up into it. And so when you think about Huawei, ZTE, OnePlus, and Xiaomi, those are really the big Chinese phone companies that do a lot of business in the cellular market worldwide. Xiaomi's never been able to really penetrate the US market. I mean, you can buy Xiaomi products in the US, but it's not like you can buy a Xiaomi phone from a carrier store. Whereas OnePlus, to my knowledge, is the only Chinese phone company that currently has a carrier agreement with T-Mobile. And you can buy the OnePlus 8, 5G, and then the OnePlus 7T from T-Mobile right now. But I'm concerned that that's going to change soon because of all the restrictions that are being imposed on Chinese tech brands. So we started with the Huawei and the ZTE deal, and then I was kind of surprised the actions that the US government took against Tencent recently. We saw the TikTok thing coming for quite a while, but Tencent, they own a lot of pretty instrumental tech companies, primarily video games. I know that they have quite a big stake in like League of Legends, Riot Games, even like Call of Duty and all that. So I've heard different things. I've heard that video games are going to be like exempt from this order, and then I've also heard other things where you're not going to be able to make payments to Tencent as a US citizen. So I don't know if that will affect the video game industry or not. But since the US government took such action against, a company as big and powerful and influential as Tencent, I wouldn't be surprised to see it come to OnePlus Next. And I almost wonder if that's why OnePlus didn't release the Nord in the US, because the US market is hungry for budget phones right now, or at least mid-range smartphones. The iPhone SE has sold really well, and then we're seeing a huge positive response for the Google Pixel 4a. So the OnePlus Nord not coming into the US market kind of surprised me. I thought it would at least be on T-Mobile, but it's not, and I almost wonder if OnePlus is getting a little wary and a little worried that they might be next, because honestly, that's one of the only companies that's come in and gotten fairly popular in the US recently. Apple and Samsung almost completely dominate because LG's kind of fallen off the face of the earth. And then like Motorola, it's still there, but how often do you actually see somebody with a Motorola phone? Not that they're bad, they make good phones. So does LG, but they just don't seem to be what's, in the common person's pocket. So what do you guys think? Do you think OnePlus will be next on this list, or do you think OnePlus is here to stay in the US? I'd love to hear your comments and get y'all's perspective on it. So let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, have a good one.